Hello out there. We're on the air. My voice is a little shot. So maybe it's just a Monday morning thing. Maybe I don't talk to enough people on the weekends. Oh, who's here? Who's at the door? Okay. There's Arn. Speaking of Arnie, today is Monday. Let's get Arnie in the shot today a little bit more. He'll probably leave in like a minute, but anyways, what the hell was I talking about there? My voice. Hardly did any drinking this weekend. Was up 6, 7 a.m. both days with Arnold. And voice is still a little bit off. So maybe it has nothing to do with a hangover. Maybe it's just the weekend. Hold on. I need to find a new spot here so we could see Arnie. Anyways, maybe he doesn't like being on video. Lots of people don't. Okay, well, let's switch this is our very first Monday for the dogs. For the dogs. Okay, dashboard. Stream. So every Monday from now on, we're actually going to be doing, I didn't even change the name of this thing either. Sorry, Zap.stream. Knew I was forgetting to do something today. Okay, so that's updated. We got to update our let's just start a new fund. How much do we want to raise for the dogs? For the rescue dogs. We could try to get 10 million sats, I think, over the next year. All right. Sorry. Welcome, Zap.stream. I see some faces over there. We got some action over there. We got some action over on YouTube. We got Django, one of our Bitcoin journeymen. We got, all right, I got to move this up a bit. You can't see Arnie anyways. My shoulder's in the way. And he's gone. Arnie had a really good weekend, actually. We spent the majority of the time outside. It was beautiful here, like 22 degrees. No wind, just sun. Spent the whole day outside yesterday. I think I'm a little bit sunstrokey, heat strokey. Muslim Bitcoiner says, Solemn, looks like they don't need to even rig this election for Kamala to win. That's how fudged our voters' minds are. I actually had that on the list this morning. There's some weird stuff happening. And I hate to disagree with community here with chats, but I could not disagree with that statement more. The only thing that's happening right now is they're trying to prop her up. That's it. That's what the mainstream media does. They're owned by the same companies. They're sending out the same message. They get their marching orders from above. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to make it seem like Kamala has a chance to win this election. Any logical person knows that she has absolutely no chance to win. All they're doing, and even if you look at her videos and if you look at her pictures of her rallies that she's having, they could not be more fake. I haven't seen one picture or one video from Kamala's little whatever she's got going on right now, and her and that fucking weirdo. It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion. And they're using things like AI now to make it look like there's a whole bunch of people coming out to her rallies. It's not. If you look at, there's a picture I saw, and if you look at and zoom in on the faces in the background behind Kamala or behind in the crowd at these rallies, it's all AI. It's all AI. They're just creating this illusion that she actually has a chance to win it. So then when they rig it, people are going to be like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Did you see her rallies? She's what was it? Her approval rating was the lowest of all Congress people, I think. Like she is the least intelligent person. She's the least likable person. She's the least respected person probably on the planet. And you're trying to tell me that she has a chance to beat Donald Trump, who everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, but most people in the US, whether they want to admit it or not publicly, they are in support of his policies and what he does. It's all an illusion, and we cannot feed into it. You have to call it out as it is. Look at her videos, look at her pictures. It's all artificial intelligence. And that's what they're going to push forward for the next couple months here to make it appear as if she has a chance to win. So they can steal it. If you looked at Joe Biden's rallies when he was running, there's like 20 people there. That was before they had the ability to create these fake videos and fake images. She won't answer any questions from the press. She doesn't do any off-the-cuff interviews. All of her stuff is just her speaking with a green screen in the background. Sorry. Didn't mean to start the week like that, but it's just pissing me off. It pisses me off that people are falling for it. Johnny, good morning. Timber Crusher. Good morning, fellow Bitcoiners. I'm ready for Jor to come down from Mount Sinai to read us the 10 Commandments of Bitcoin. Got to get our act together, just like the Israelites. Is that how you say it? Israelites? Yeah. Johnny says, I'm a little scared. I'm sure I'm breaking a few commandments. These aren't my commandments, although I do agree with all of them. We're going to watch a video here just in a sec, though. Tommy says, had to manually search for your channel this morning. I wonder why that is. Maybe you're not, maybe you don't have your notifications on or something. I don't know. All you need to know is be here every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time. Jason, good morning. Cold Deck and Tommy. And over in Zap.stream, we got Letha, we got Daniel. Both have zapped 1,000 sats already this morning for the dogs. So this is a brand new initiative we're starting today. This is the very first day. And what we're going to be doing is every Monday, we're going to take all the sats from Zap.stream, all the sats that we earn during the show. We're going to put that into a fund. We're going to sit on it for a couple of years just so it accrues some sats and value. And then we're actually going to put that towards rescue dogs, what are they called? Like, what are they called even? I'm drawing a blank. Shelters, like dog shelters around, probably we'll start in North America. We'll have to figure that out. But we have like 5 or 6 people who are working on this with us just to add some transparency, some accountability there. So I don't have to do everything. I'm hoping we get some people willing to help. We have 5 or 6 already. And that's, what the hell? Letha said shelter pets, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm thinking humanity. I don't know. Who cares? For the dogs. That's all we need to know. Arnie's a rescue dog, and they could definitely use a lot of help. And I think that we'll be the only Bitcoin fund. And imagine how much value we're going to have in a couple of years from now. Humane society. That's what I'm looking for. Thank you, Letha. Humane societies for dogs and cats, probably. Got to think of that cats too. Another thing this morning, notice my shirt, Kid Rock. I don't know if you can see them. Hold on. Born Free t-shirt. I want to give a shout out to one of my friends I met on NOSTR, actually. He's the merch guy for a Kid Rock. I don't know how we fired up a conversation about it, but I think I shared a Kid Rock video or a song, and he reached out and he sent me some merch in the mail. So this is my favorite shirt that I got. So I wanted to wear it and just say thank you for the package. We got 2 hats. One of them's up there. It says American Badass right behind my eye there. And some shirts. So thank you for that. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. So I want to start the show today with, we'll do the metrics first. We'll do the metrics, we'll do the well, and then we'll get to the action. Got a good show today. I know I say that a lot, but we do. So we're currently at block height 856,465. And if you're transacting on the Bitcoin Layer 1 network, you're paying about 4 sats per VByte. Very cheap. Very low fees. We got via BTC. We got BTC.com, F2 Pool, Foundry. Unfortunately, my BitX has not hit one yet, but it's coming. It's coming. I shared a post on NOSTR yesterday saying that we need like a betting site for who gets the next block with Bitcoin. I think that'd be really cool. I think it'd be pretty easy to set up for anybody who knows what they're doing, but you could just bet like 5 sats, 10 sats. There'd be odds like F2 Pool would be low odds. Who else would be Ant Pool would be low odds, but then you'd have like Brains Pool, Ocean Pool as like higher odds, and you could bet like 5, 10, 100 sats. And if that miner hits the next block, then you win, just like sports betting, but it'd be betting on the next block. I think that'd be kind of fun. And there's a person on NOSTR said that they were doing that kind of on their own, like a live auction kind of thing or live betting. But I think that you could do it just through an app instead of having to manually do it. Okay, what else was I going to talk about here? Let's watch this, or let's start with this. I think that no, we got to do Bitcoin well. Fuck, why do I always forget about Bitcoin well? My stomach is just bothering me right now. My head too. Every time the seasons change, I get such bad migraines. And I'm kind of going through that right now. And I hate taking Advil. But sometimes it's unbearable to the point where we need the Advil. I should have taken some today. Anyways, we'll get through it. All right, so what we're going to do here, just like we do every show, we're going to give away some Bitcoin. So get your phones out. This segment is sponsored by Bitcoin Well and the Bitcoin Journey, but mostly Bitcoin Well. They're the ones supplying it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to toss a coin into the wishing well, and whoever is the first to point and scan and redeem will get it. We're going to win between 500 and 1 million sats this morning. All right, we ready? Here we go. Oh, it's going to be a good week. It worked. 500 sats. For the first person to claim that. All right, has it been claimed? Has it been claimed? I'm hoping so. Oh, I was reading a really good article. I just skipped through it, but it was about the Tahiti. I don't know what it is. The Bitcoiners from Canada, Bitcoin restaurant. Bitcoin News did a little feature on them. Been claimed. All right, so whoever won that, congratulations. 500 sats, $500 in the future. If you're believing, as we do, that 1 sat will equal $1 in the not so distant future. Jason says, I suffer through those too. YYC, which is what? Calgary? Edmonton? Alberta? Probably the worst place to live. Yeah, because you'd have a lot of pressure out there with the mountains and everything. Here, it's every spring, every fall, I get pretty bad migraines. It sucks. Nothing worse than a migraine, I don't think. Well, I mean, there's probably things worse than that, but in my life. Daniel says, are you excited about Trump and Elon's interview? Not really. I mean, I'll probably watch it. I'll probably listen to it, but I don't know. I've seen enough Trump rallies. I've seen enough Trump speeches. I kind of know where he stands with most things, so nothing really is too surprising to me anymore. Oh, the Chinooks, yes. Calgary. Right. I was my auntie actually lives in 2 hours south of Calgary in the windiest city, I think, on earth. We visited there a couple years ago, and I could not believe how windy it was. I've never experienced anything like that before. All right. So I thought this was a good way to start the show this morning. Just a good reminder sometimes that we need, because a lot of people in Bitcoin always just want things to happen so fast. Everybody wants it to be $1 equals 1 sat. They want Bitcoin to be worth 5 million bucks a coin. But you also have to remember that not only is Bitcoin fixed, but our time is incredibly scarce. Bitcoin and time are the two most scarcest assets on the planet. So this I think Daniel actually shared this on NOSTR this morning. That's how I came across it right before the show. But it says 20 years from now, you'd give anything to be this age again, exactly this healthy, and have this time again. Go do some main character shit before it's too late. So aside from the bottom part there, the main character stuff, I don't know. I'm not a big advocate of the whole NPC main character stuff. But the top part there, 20 years from now, even 10 years from now, it's very easy to, wish that Bitcoin was higher, wish we were 10 years ahead. But think hard on that. Do you really want that? Do you really want it to be 10 years from now? Because your dog's going to be 10 years older. Your parents are going to be 10 years older. Your kids are going to be 10 years older. So don't take this time that we have here for granted. Don't wish that you were somewhere in the future where the Bitcoin price is higher, where you're more rich, wealthy, doing better. Just enjoy every day, every week, and every year that we have here, because it is. We chose to be here, I believe, and we're all here for a reason. So if you can find that reason and just enjoy yourself, then nothing else really matters. The best things in life are free. So I want to start the show with that, because it is a good reminder for everybody, and we need that once in a while. I was going to talk about something else, but I kind of dicked around too much already this morning, so we might have to put it on the back burner for today. But let's start with this, because as I talked about, we had the BitAxe. We've been mining the BitAxe here. Only one of them so far. I bought two of them, but I've only set up one so far. But this is a video I saw on Bitcoin News from Solo Satoshi. So I figured we had to share this. So this is from Bitcoin News, sponsor of the show, sponsor of the news segment every day that we do. This says new, the BitAxe Supra equipped with the BM1368 can now reach 733 gigahertz. I think that's what that is when overclocked, while consuming just 15 to 18 watts of energy. So believe it or not, I actually have a Bitcoin. I'll show it here, and it's actually running, but I'll do it after. Let's watch this video. Double wrap around here. Double. One wasn't enough. Pretty cool. So the Solo Satoshi just announced on the weekend that they're actually going to be sending. They reduced their price somehow, and they are going to start including the let's see that again. It was the 3D printed case for it. So that's going to be included in all the orders going forward now. Pretty badass. So let's take a look at this. So I probably shouldn't be playing with it like this, like it's a toy. But anyways, she's running right now. You can see the fan spinning there. If it gets too hot, the fan jumps up a bit, but it hasn't yet. So it's running right now. I doubt you can hear it because it's very quiet. It uses hardly any energy. And every 10 minutes, every time there's a new block, you get a chance to win 3.125 Bitcoin. So I actually just ordered a case for mine from crypto cloaks. So hopefully that shows up soon. It's just sitting on a binder right now. But anyways, we're part of the network. We're in the lottery. That's the best way to look at it. Is every 10 minutes you got a lottery ticket there with that BitX, and you got a chance to win 3.125 Bitcoin every 10 minutes. So if you're interested, if you want to get one, if you want to be part of the BitX, we got a couple different things actually. The first one is that there's a Bitcoin Journey store now hooked up with Solo Satoshi, who that video was from. And so all the BitXs come from Texas. If you're in Canada, the US, or Australia, you can order it from the Bitcoin Journey store and they'll ship it to you. They got the best prices that I've found, and they just reduced theirs too. And they're including a free case with it. So make sure to check that out. We're also in the process. I haven't set it up yet. I've got a couple messages from people, but we're going to start a little Signal group chat. So if you end up buying a BitX from the Bitcoin Journey store, just send me a screenshot. I'll get you added into the BitX group, and we can just kind of troubleshoot things, help each other out. If anybody's having any issues getting it set up, if anybody has new strategies or techniques or whatever it is, it'll just be a good place for all of us to. I love those communities. I love that they exist. I just have a very hard time trusting people by just joining open ones, because there's a lot of bad actors out there and a lot of people who don't have your best interests in mind. So that's why I think that having one within our little community here, I think will be pretty valuable to people. So that's the only charge to get in, is you got to buy one from the Bitcoin Journey store. Pretty easy, I think. I know that there's a lot of people within this community who have already ordered one. And so thank you for your contribution to the Bitcoin network. BTC Backpacker, good morning, all caps. I like that. James Bond is in the house. Haven't seen our buddy Bond in the chat for a while. He must be busy. And Rick, our favorite reminder every morning, have you smashed the likes yet? That's a good question. Let's check it out. See how we're doing. We got 28 watching on YouTube, and we got 18 likes. Pretty good. We'll take that. I also just signed up for YouTube Premium on the weekend. Does anybody here have YouTube Premium? I mean, I use YouTube more than anything else. I watch a ton of YouTube every day. So I think that this was, I did a 2-month free trial with the YouTube Premium. I would highly recommend it to people. I think it's $12 a month once my free trial ends, but it's great. Like I can watch videos while I'm in picture-in-picture. You can download videos. There's a couple other cool features. There's no ads on there. So if you're somebody who watches a lot of YouTube, consider it. There's no referral link or anything for it, but I just telling you my experience with it so far. And it is positive. I see my Path to Fire is over in the Zapdos stream with a new username, a little bit fancy, and a new profile pic. Just zapped 121 sats for the dogs. So thank you for that. Look at this name. This is a great name. Getting better at everything. It's a really good approach to kind of where we're going right now. You got to get better at everything. But it says, love the tiger head cover. Watching from Australia. Where is it? Right there. Whoa. So this guy is actually from, what's underneath? Oh, just an old, look at that old club. That's a beauty. Jack Nicklaus, 5-wood. Wooden. That's how golf clubs used to be. But this is actually from Popstroke in Orlando. It's a Popstroke edition one there. I don't know if you can see it or not. Popstroke, pretty cool though. If you've never been to a Popstroke before, it's Tiger Woods is. I'll just leave you right there, Frankie, for now. But it's Tiger Woods' like version of Top Golf, but for mini golf. Really cool. We had a lot of fun that night. But I tried. They give you putters, two-way putters when you start mini golfing there. And so I went to them after. I bought the head cover, And then I tried buying the putter off them too, as a pop stroke putter. And I was like, how much can I buy this putter off you? And the guy there, he's probably like 16 or 17 years old. A couple girls were there too. So I think he was just trying to show off a bit. But he's like, you can just leave. I won't say anything. You don't say anything. It's yours. So I got the head cover. I got a brand new, or used, I guess, but pop stroke putter there from them as well. So highly recommend pop stroke. It's a great time. If you're looking for something to do in one of the cities like Orlando, I think there are a lot of places now, but great way to spend an evening. Cold Deck says, so every miner gets 3.125, even the small bit axe. Yeah. So if you end up hitting a block, there's been one hit. I mean, this whole solo Satoshi bit axe movement is just kind of starting now, but there was somebody who won. And the thing you have to keep in mind with Bitcoin mining is that everybody has the same odds. Every block, all this thing is doing is just spitting out a whole bunch of guesses, trying to guess the next block equation. And so the more hash power, the more miners you have, the more hash power you're contributing to the network, the higher your odds are. But they're not smarter than this miner. They're all just doing the same thing. The bigger miners, they just take a lot more energy. They provide a lot more heat, they're a lot noisier, but they spit out more gases. And so they obviously have a higher chance to win the next block, but every bit axe has an equal shot. I forget what the odds were. I've seen a whole bunch of different odds, so I don't think any of them are really that accurate. Yes, Rick says, no, you get the same chance as every other miner to win it. Yeah, it's not a guarantee that you're gonna. In fact, it's pretty low odds that you win it, but there's still a chance. And to me, it's worth it. Matt, good morning, my friend. Good to see you in here. Timber Crusher says, I have YouTube Premium. Absolutely hate ads. Waste of time. YouTube is my #1 platform. Yeah, that's. I agree with that. Jen says, YouTube Premium is great. I subscribe in the $21 per month US as my favorite entertainment and news platform, and no more annoying ads. I also love the video or the picture-in-picture, because when I'm watching videos on YouTube on my phone and I have to either text somebody or I want to look at something else, you have to close it. And then you kind of just get derailed from the whole thing. So with Premium, it actually just stays in the background. You can watch it, which I think should be included for free. Rumble has it, but it's definitely worth it to me. Oh, Matt says, tell people to make sure they sign up for the YouTube Premium on the computer website, not from the phone app on Apple. It's about 30% more for Apple's take. Gotcha. So I think that maybe Jen's doing that, because I think mine was only 12% or $12 a month Canadian. So consider that. If you're a YouTube Premium member or thinking about it, do it from the website, not from your app store. Good advice. All right, let's keep things rolling here. What else? This is just something I want to, we're in the middle of summer right now, or kind of at the end of it, I guess. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who we have all these ETFs, we have all this buying pressure. Everybody's wondering, why is the price not going up? Well, in fact, why is it going down? But this is a good reminder for everybody out there. From Bitcoin News as well, it says the Bitcoin price might feel stagnant, but has never been this high during a summer before. So you can see here, 2012, the high was $11 in the summer. In 2018, the high was $6,500. 2021, the closest we've came is 46,000. And this summer we've had, well, it's got up to 70, but it's at 60,000 right now. So just a good reminder there, because nobody gives a shit about money in the summertime, especially here in North America. Everybody, we have such a small, limited summer here. It's different in Australia, New Zealand, El Salvador, where it's always hot. But here, people love to just get out as much as possible. They don't want to think about anything else, work, finances, anything. And so you have all the BlackRocks and the Fidelities and all these big institutions who are buying the shit out of Bitcoin right now, but they're all off the exchange. You have to keep that in mind. BlackRock's not going to Coinbase and buying a Bitcoin at a time. They're buying over the counter, which is not reflective of the prices of Bitcoin, the exchange price. So they're buying. Everybody else is kind of lulled to sleep right now, just enjoying their summer, which they should. But that's why we haven't seen a whole lot of price movement, is because nobody's paying attention to it right now. It's summertime. So Bond says, with VPN on US, you still can watch when switching to another app. Oh, interesting. So you don't have to pay for premium if you're in Canada with a US VPN. I like the no ads too, especially this is a big one for me. Sorry to beat this to death, but this is a big one for me. And I'm not earning anything from you getting a YouTube premium account. So this is just my experience with it. But when I'm watching something before I fall asleep or while I'm in the shower and an ad comes on, and some of those ads are like fucking 10 minutes long and super loud too. Like, I don't know if YouTube has any sort of awareness of when people are watching and what they could be doing. But like, I'll be watching a Bitcoin video, very like monotone, putting me to sleep. Could be Bitcoin review with NVK. But then all of a sudden this ad just comes on. It's like a Ozempic, like full bore, high energy EDM ad. Well, just before I'm about to fall asleep. And I have to like reach over and skip the ad while I'm half asleep just to get that off my TV. So I don't know if everybody watches TV before they go to bed or not, but I didn't for about 10 years. But I like watching Bitcoin stuff, letting my brain absorb it for the night. Okay, and then the last one here. Well, last one till the main part. Maybe I shouldn't be telling people at the beginning, because then there won't be any ads on my revenue side. Oh well. I'm not relying on YouTube for my income. They don't pay very well. All right, let's watch this one. This is from Bitcoin Haiti. Yes, Bitcoin Haiti. That's what the company's called. Yes, Bitcoin Haiti. All right, here we go.
Hi, I am Papu Satoshi. I am Haitian and I live in Haiti. I am a member of Yes Bitcoin Haiti. This is me buying a box of milk from Prime Wallet to Blink Wallet. Thank you.
I just like showing that kind of stuff because it's so cool that this is happening around the world. And these people, especially Haiti, oh my God. Have they been mistreated through the years in some of these countries? It's so bad. And we're here in Canada, here in the US, like we're so spoiled with our financial system, with our governments, even though it seems like here in Canada, we have like the worst leader on earth. Like these people have struggled for so many years, and Bitcoin to me is going to change everything, including here in Haiti, in places like Argentina, El Salvador. It's completely changed around their country. Bitcoin has nothing else. Bitcoin. And it's easy to get excited about the purchasing power going up, the dollar value going up, the adoption going up. But it's countries like this who are really going to benefit from this technology. The fact that this guy here can not only start a company, start a Twitter account with his phone, but he can also, it's his bank now. Think about people in these countries who have never had access to a bank account before, and how difficult that would be for your day-to-day. Imagine not having a bank account. Just think about that for a second. Think about how difficult your life would be if you did not have access to a bank account. We have it so easy here. And that's why it's taken most people so long to figure out the real intrinsic value, or why Bitcoin is so useful and valuable, because we don't have to deal with this kind of shit, but they have been, and they do. And it's just so good to me to see stuff like this happening around the world. Nate says you get a portion of the proceeds from YouTube Premium subscribers who watch your content. Oh, okay. So I'm going to be talking about it every day then. No, I just figured since there was no ads that we wouldn't be getting any, which is fine. I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not my goal here. My goal is to help people in every aspect of life, not just Bitcoin, but wherever we can. All right. So today's show was called The 10 Commandments of Bitcoin. And I saw this video. I think it kind of went under the rug a little bit because this video is fantastic. They posted it at 5:25 a.m., which is probably why it didn't get a whole lot of traction on a Saturday night, I believe. But it's a 2-minute video. It's a really good presentation of it. It's like a rap song. I'll show you it, obviously. But then we're going to talk about each. And then we're going to move over to the second part of the show. We're already a little bit late here, but that's okay. So let's watch this. I wanted to share it because I agree with all of these. And some of them are kind of my rules that I've been talking about on the show as well. So let's check this out. This is the 10 Commandments of Bitcoin.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
It's the 10 SaaS commandments. Came into this game and it made me an animal. Levels to the shit, so I wrote me a manual, a step-by-step booklet that you to keep all the sats in the family, not leaking annually. Rule number uno, never let no one know how many sats you hold, cause you know Satoshi's breed jealousy, and as we move from legacy, keep your stack to yourself, not for transparency. 2, if you ain't cashing it, you stacking. We turn a cash flow to sats flow, that's how we average out the cost. We calling that DCH and BTC. Convert our fiat and we doing it repeatedly. 3, if it ain't your keys, then it ain't your cheese. Name of the game is self-custody, and it's critical the trust remains minimal. But it's the revolution of the individual. Number 4, I know you heard this before. Hodl at least 2 havings, and forevermore. Number 5, protect your seed at all costs, cause evaluate your stack, your rocket to jump off. Number 6, that goddamn leverage, get it, get turned upside down, fucking around with credit. 7, this rule is so underrated, keep your ego and Bitcoin completely separated. This shit changes you ain't here to fix it. Saying how much stack success is my prescription. Number 8, proof of work is the new standard. Gotta provide value and deliver what's demanded. 9, could be number 1 to me, cause you gotta get a stack without KYC. Let's better stay creeping on your privacy, but we moving like gentlemen. Yeah, we moving silently. 10, hodling is simple, not easy. Emotions get chaotic and can be a bit deceiving. Most of your stats you sit inside of cold storage as you sit back and build the future bright and orange. If you follow these rules, you'll have mad stats you stacked up and lie, cause the central plan is packed up. Nonsense and lies, we exiting the system with low time preference and a little bit of wisdom.
Damn. How good was that? I don't know if that's a new video. I've never seen it before, but pretty well done. I mean, it was a little bit, I apologize if that blew anybody's eardrums there. I think that was pretty loud. And hopefully nobody has epilepsy in the chat because that was pretty flashy. But anyways, pretty good. Pretty well done. I think, it's easy to, it's doable now, that kind of stuff. I think that if you would, it's easy to, sorry, I'm just kind of thinking out loud here, but something like that would have cost thousands of dollars to do 10 years ago or 5 years ago even. But I'm thinking just with AI, with all the ability we have now to produce something like that, he probably just did it one night for nothing, for free. But anyways, let's go through these. Yeah, Rick, he says, I wonder if that was made with AI. I'm pretty sure it would have been. Looked, it was really well done. But anyways, let's just review these quickly. So the number 1 rule there, and this is the number 1 rule on the Bitcoin journey as well, is never tell anybody how much Bitcoin you have. Should we just run through all these at once or talk about each separately? We'll go through them all at once. So if you want to watch that video, that's called the 10 Commandments of Bitcoin, I think. And I'm going to leave a link to it in the show notes here. You can watch the video for it. I might have to cut it from the clip after, just in case there's any copyright issues with it. I don't want a whole bunch of warnings on this channel. But I'm going to put the link if you want to watch it on your own after. I don't know why these comments aren't showing up over on Zap.stream. Anyway, so this is the 10 rules, the 10 commandments of Bitcoin. Number 1, never say, never tell how much Bitcoin you have to anybody. Nobody. Not your kids. Possibly the only one here, the only exception here would be your spouse. If you're, depending on your relationship, depending on if you're married or whatever, I would still be careful with just exactly, especially if you had Bitcoin before they became your spouse, I would be careful with it. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying for the most part, the one exception would be your spouse. But for everybody else, your kids, your parents, your best friends, anybody, nobody needs to know how much Bitcoin you have. And for better results, don't even yourself know how much Bitcoin you have, because if you don't even know how much Bitcoin you have, if you've had 12 beers and you're having a conversation, you're much less likely to tell somebody how much you have if you don't even know yourself. Just focus on getting as much as possible. That's it. So that's number 1. That's my number 1 rule, is the number 1 rule on this as well. Never tell anybody how much Bitcoin you have. Number 2 there was DCA, dollar cost average into Bitcoin. And we talked about this last week on the show, our new strategy for buying Bitcoin. And that strategy was, when you're first getting into Bitcoin, take whatever you have. If you got $2,000, $5,000, whatever is free cash flow, dump it into Bitcoin, one buy, lump sum. Just get in there. From there, spend a year or two DCAing, which means dollar cost average. And the one thing you have to keep in mind here is if you're new to Bitcoin, you have to pay attention to your UTXOs. You can always deal with it afterwards, but I would rather just be proactive with it and really pay attention to how much your UTXO sizes are. And there's no mention of UTXOs in here because I think that's a little bit advanced for a lot of people, but just pay attention to it. And if you're new to Bitcoin and you've never heard of UTXOs before, do a little bit of your own research, figure out what it is, and figure out how to best plan for that. And just quickly, I guess, just in case there are some new Bitcoiners in here, with the DCA, basically what you're doing there is you're buying every week, every month, whatever that is. And every time you move it from an exchange into your Bitcoin cold storage, that's going to be 1 UTXO. So every week, if you have a new UTXO, that's going to be a nightmare when you're trying to spend those Bitcoin in the future. Because how the Bitcoin network works, how the fee structure works, is that every Bitcoin transaction is just a bunch of data. And the more UTXOs you have within that data, the higher fee you pay. So let's say you do a year. Every month you put away, you buy Bitcoin, you send it to your cold storage. So every month you'd have 12 UTXOs. That's 12 pieces of data. Because of the Bitcoin blockchain, how it works is there's only so much space available in each block. And every transaction takes up space in a block. And so the more data you have, the more UTXOs, the more times you've sent Bitcoin from your exchange to your cold storage, the more data is within that transaction. So the higher fee you're going to pay. There's a whole bunch of analogies for it. I don't really like any of them, honestly. I think it's just very, if you understand it, it's very easy to figure out, just pay attention to it. But that's DCA. So from there, after a year or two of DCA, what I would do, and what I've started to do instead of DCAing now, is I'm just going to start accumulating some cash. And once it drops, just wait for bad news. That's all you got to do. There's going to be an exchange that goes down. There's going to be a country selling their Bitcoin, dumping it. There's going to be something happens where Bitcoin just crashes. And that's when you buy. You use the money that you have, you buy it. And if you're not comfortable doing that, then just DCA. That's rule number 2. Number 3 is not your keys, not your cheese, which I like to. I like that saying. Which means that if you're not holding your Bitcoin on cold storage, it doesn't actually belong to you. And that could be on an exchange if you're holding it on ShakePay, if you're holding it on Coinbase, whatever that is. You don't have the actual ownership of that. Anything could happen with it. You don't hold that until you put it in your cold storage. And that applies to Lightning too. Layer 2, if you got Bitcoin on your wallet of Satoshi in a mini bits wallet, anything really, it doesn't actually belong to you until you move it into cold storage and you have the key to that cold storage. So I think most people know that, but it is important. Number 4 is hodl through 2 halvings. My advice is hodl through at least 1 halving and then reevaluate. But and the reason for that is because if you look historically at that fucking alarm. I don't know. It just something with the internet out here. It's kind of sketchy. So it trips that once in a while, but it's annoying. Where was I there? Hodl through 2 halvings. So my advice is to hodl through at least 1 halving, which is 1 4-year Bitcoin cycle. If you buy it, you hold it for 4 years, you're going to be in a better spot than you were, historically speaking. If you bought Bitcoin at any time and waited 4 years with a Bitcoin, your purchasing power has gone up. The value of your Bitcoin has gone up. 4 years. Don't buy it and try to cash it out in a month or a year. Just be very patient. Get through at least 1 cycle. This says 2, but I would say hodl through at least 1 halving cycle. Number 5 is protect your seed. So this is something we spend a lot of time here talking about on the show because it is the most important part of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's very easy to buy, but it's hard to protect. So you have to invest some time, invest some money in a device, in a setup, in a security setup that when you go to sleep at night, you know that no matter what happens, your Bitcoin's going to be there in the morning. That could be fire, that could be break-in, that could be anything. You want to be as prepared as possible for anything to happen. Protect your seed at all costs. Number 6 is no leverage. And I think that there's a responsible amount of debt that you can be taking on at this time. Responsible amount of debt to buy Bitcoin. That could be through a small line of credit. That could be through, I wouldn't recommend credit card debt because the rates on there are just insane and that'll compound quicker than you can keep up with. But if you can find a low rate debt, line of credit, whatever it is, refinancing your mortgage to buy Bitcoin, I have no issues with that. Because you have to look at the 2 sides of it. You're going to be paying about 5, 6, 7, 8% every year on that debt. But historically, Bitcoin averages about 150% of return every year. So if you have the ability to wait it out, then it makes sense. That's the responsible part of it. Don't do it don't stretch yourself thin, don't stress yourself out, and don't play the long and the short games. That's how people get wrecked in Bitcoin. Just buy it. If you need to, if you have the ability to get some cheap debt, then I see no issues with that. But yeah, for the most part, I would say no leverage. But Bitcoin's a beautiful thing because you actually own it. Everything else has a debt attached to it. Whether it's a house, it's attached to debt. Whether it's a car, most people's cars are attached to debt. Bitcoin is something that you can own without any third-party risk there. So take advantage of that. Just forget about the leverage, forget about the debt, for the most part. Number 7, keep your ego and Bitcoin separate. This really ties into number 1 because it would be your ego that wants to tell people how much Bitcoin you have. But you have to just be there is, Odell's famous saying of stay humble and stack sats is very accurate. And he says it's a reminder to himself because it is very easy if you've ever been through a Bitcoin cycle or a crypto bull run, when prices are running up, you feel like you're invincible and you're, bulletproof. You're buying dumb shit. You're telling everybody about it. You're doing things you shouldn't do because your ego is there. So you have to keep that separate. If you're somebody who wants to do it quietly, even better. But for the most part, don't tell anybody how much Bitcoin you have. Keep your 95% of your Bitcoin stacked forever. If you have to spend some to get rid of some stress in your life, then that's fine. But keep your 95% of your stack forever and just forget about it. Which also ties into number 10 as well. But we'll stick with number 8 here, which is proof of work is the new standard in life. Not just for our monetary, the proof of work protocol, which is within Bitcoin, but in life. We're not going to have the ability to just go to school, get a job, do that job very mediocrely and make a good living. Those days are gone. If you want to get ahead in life now, you're actually going to have to provide real value to people. You're going to have to be consistent. You're going to have to find an audience. You're going to have to do whatever it takes to add value to people's lives. That's the only way that people are going to give you Bitcoin. You can continue making fiat for the next couple of years until robots replace you. But if you want to actually earn real wealth and real money, you're going to have to add value, the proof of work there. It's an important one. Number 9 is no KYC. You can use places like Bisq, HODL. You can join a Bitcoin community. We've done some buying and selling in our Living in the Future community. Find a way to get no KYC sats, earning Bitcoin, selling things for Bitcoin. There's a bunch of ways you can do it. I wouldn't obsess over it, as I say all the time. I don't think it's, if no KYC is required for Bitcoin, then Bitcoin's failed. But it's still a good idea just to protect your privacy, to guarantee that nobody's going to know you have Bitcoin in the future. Consider stacking some non-KYC sats. Number 10. Oh, I got to sneeze. That's the worst. That's like the worst. Blue balls for your nose. I hate when you have to sneeze and you don't. Number 10 here is hodling is simple, but not easy. So this ties in, like I said, to your ego. It's simple. You just buy Bitcoin, you protect it, and you don't do anything with it. It's simple. The process itself is very simple, but it's not easy and it's going to get harder as we go here, because what's going to happen here is that Bitcoin is going to continue to increase in value. Your purchasing power is going to continue to go up. The fiat price of Bitcoin is going to continue to go up. And there's only so much Bitcoin. There's a very small percentage of people who own Bitcoin. There's a very, very, very small percentage of companies who own Bitcoin and countries. But over time, everybody's going to want some Bitcoin. And you have to understand the fact that there's only so much Bitcoin available. So it's not going to be the price of these people's concerns. The price is going to be completely irrelevant because they have the ability, they have so much capital. They have so much capital and the ability to generate more capital that they're not going to care about the price. They're just going to care about accumulating it. They're going to be wanting Bitcoin because there's only so much of it. So what they're going to do is they're going to drive up the prices. They're going to shoot up the price of Bitcoin to say $500,000, $1 million, $5 million. And when that happens, a lot of Bitcoiners who are here now are going to be very tempted to sell their Bitcoin. And that's going to go directly into the BlackRock vacuum. That's what they're going to do. They're going to tempt people to sell their Bitcoin. So it's simple. The process itself is very simple. You buy it, you hold on to it forever. But it's not easy to do. You're going to have to very much manage your emotions, the temptation that they're going to give you to sell your Bitcoin. You have to just get through that. And you have to be prepared for it. You have to know that it's coming because it is. So that's what I got for you today. Fuck, I need to blow my nose or something here. Sorry, half of these chats aren't showing up in Zap.stream today. And I'm wondering if we're missed in these apps as well. Let me just double check. Yeah, I missed one. So far we got 3,000 sats, 3,121 sats. Only a few of them are showing up there though. But thank you to everybody who has sent in some sats for the dogs today, for the rescue dogs. Jesus. Okay. So we're going to shut this down actually right now. Hold on. And my path to fire says run your own node too. And it is hard not to do anything. It's true. It's the hardest part is just doing nothing in life. I'm reading a book right now called Stillness is the Key from Ryan Holiday. And that's what he talks about. The hardest thing in life is just to do nothing. All right, I see some chats here. Timber Crasher. Okay, we don't have time to. Sorry, we don't have time to look for that today. Silverstone, if you would like to questions, we're going to start doing Q&A Wednesdays for the community here. For the Bitcoin Journeyman on YouTube and the Living the Future community, we did one last week. We did a private Q&A. So we're going to start doing that every Wednesday at about 9:45 a.m. Eastern time. So if you got any specific questions there that you want to ask, then consider joining. You can easily join through the 88 Sats channel. You just go to the page there. You go to join. It's $3 a month Canadian, $3 per month. And we do a private Q&A every month. And you get access to every show, no ads, uninterrupted, the full show. So, I don't know. Seems like a pretty good idea to me. If you're somebody who's new to Bitcoin or you got a bunch of questions that you want to get figured out, I would have killed for that when I was getting into Bitcoin. I had nobody. I watched people, but you can't interact with them. I would just watch their videos and then wish I could ask them questions. So that's if you're somebody who's interested in that, then check that out. Just go to the page, $3 a month, join Bitcoin Journeyman, and you won't regret it. I guarantee it. And if you do, then just cancel it. You wasted less than a coffee worth of value there. So we're going to continue this conversation on the second part of the show. You can join that way. You can go to the Patreon, Living in the Future, or you can just hop over to zap.stream and you can watch it there. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed the 10 commandments of Bitcoin. If you have any ones that I missed or ones that we need to add to that list, just leave a comment on the video after on YouTube. And maybe I'll mention them tomorrow if there's any good ones. But for now, we'll see you on the second part of the show. And if not, we'll see you right back here first thing tomorrow morning. Bye-bye. Oh, sorry. What am I doing here? If you want to join, it's very easy. Just go to the show notes. You can find either the Living the Future or go to the channel there. So we'll see you there. Bye-bye.